All right. It says it's being live streamed, so I'll go ahead and trust it in that fact. I thought I would jump on here to give a little preview and introduction of my character that I'll be playing tonight. I'm doing this because Jason kind of piqued my interest to in that direction, because he put up a video about what the starting conditions, situations that will be that we as characters will be dropped into in the world, what's going on and everything, for anybody interested in following, to show how we do this thing, right? And then we'll be live streaming it via Zoom, and later on Jason's going to put up from his perspective of all the charts that he'll be referencing, the die rolls, so everybody can see behind the screen, as they say. But me, I thought I would at least, I always keep, I have a tendency to kind of make up my characters last minute, which par for the course, that's what I'm doing now. But anyway, we start countdown in about 2 hours at 6 o'clock. And tonight, I'm really excited about it. Brian and Sam is going to be playing with myself and Jason on a chronicle, 4-part chronicle play of Dark Age of Man. This will be every 4 months, once a month. But tonight will be the starting, the springboard for those sessions. So typical fashion, I wait till the last minute to do something, because I like things to be kind of organically grown, even my concept of what of what I want to play and what I feel like playing in the day when it hits me or whatever. I go through my little machinations of discerning the setting and where we're at. I don't get too deep, but situationally, what would I judge the situation? What would I like to play, or who would I like to be cast in the shoes of in this situation, right? So what I've decided on doing is going and letting that cat out of the bag for anybody who's interested, and kind of give a little bit of background upon the character, which I usually don't do that until I'm in game, and then situations arise where I'll reference something from the character's past, disintegrated, but I'll go ahead and let you know what's happening to him. Well, his name is Vidar Watt. That's W-A-T. And throwback to Wat Tyler too, who was part of who led the peasant revolt back in 1300s, I believe. It led it to his death from that, but nevertheless, it gives you a little bit of background about what may influence this character. Also, his first name is Vidar, which is it's Norse, but it means it's from the god of revenge and silence. Okay, so if that gives you any indication to this character's where he lays foundationally, that's good enough. But nevertheless, his background history is he was a Viking raider from the Nordic lands that went on. Normally after 10-15 years, the Viking commanders or whoever was leading the raids would you do this on a promissory note with the people under your charge, that you'll give them some land. They don't want to do this, up into older age. They gotta have some land. They gotta settle down. They gotta farm. They gotta do whatever. They want a bit of land themselves. So anyway, I'm a survivor of all those raids. Vidar is, and he got to the point to where he wanted to, wanted his leader to stop lollygagging around and pay up, give the land. It was long in the tooth on these raids and whatnot. He wanted to settle down, right? So he's an older Nordic warrior that is as settled in the region of Dredgewater. And why he did this is because in his earlier time periods, they had went all the way down to the Mediterranean, and he didn't know exactly where he was, but nevertheless, they came into contact with Egyptians and whatnot. This I'm giving him at least a 1 in mind because he was sharp enough to realize that to take some of the things that they did there and apply it to his situation in Dredgewater. Okay, what the common ground that he uses when he settles there and why he picks that region up that river Dredge is because it is a has a high water table there. It's always being flooded and washed out just like the Nile does, right? And so it replenishes that land as far as farming wise, but it stays pretty much boggy and has a lot of reeds there. But he also utilizes that knowledge that he gained from the Egyptians down there to use rush lights, basically animal fat, coat the rushes and the reeds in that area around the dredge water and use it for candles, basically. It's rust lights. So, but he does that. He trades with the tanner there in that area, and he gets to get some animal fat to do that. Sells or trades rush lights. He also has pigs and farms in that area and does a little fishing in that area. And he's more like a freehold peasant in a way. He established himself there. He's got pride about that. He's been converted by Father Falcone sometime since. He settled, he got himself a wife, kids. Father converted him. He took Christianity. In other words, he says he worships Christ on land, but Tor, and that's going out to you, Jason, aka Thor, but Tor on the water, right? So he sees Christ as another deity and not the sole deity. I mean, he don't proclaim that outwardly, but that's what his thing is, right? So anyway, there is something that Jason said has occurred is the flood, and it's a harsh winter, and this is what is going to spark him into action because it's been detrimental to his situation. I'll elaborate that in game, but his life is in ruins right now. And anyway, that's where we'll pick up in game, and we'll go from there. But his livelihood, his family, everything, there's been a huge change in his situation. So he'll have to adjust, and we'll see what happens with Vidar Watt as the games progress. See how far where his life takes him with these chronicles. I'm eager to find out, and eager to play with the guys tonight. But we'll see y'all in a couple hours, and like I said, we'll be live streaming it on Zoom later on. Jason put up behind the screen video too to show you how the game from the presenter's perspective is done. So anyway, I'll let you go, and excited to see y'all at the table. Take care.